Okay, so here are the supplies you'll need. You'll want to choose 2 different colored paracord. I found these at my local craft store, along with the little buckles that you'll need to choose 1 buckle. They come in different sizes. This size is 3/4 inch by 1 3/4 inch, and these are 1/2 inch by 1 inch. Just choose 1. You're going to need measuring tape, a lighter, regular Scotch tape, and a pair of scissors. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing you need to do is measure the wrist of the person that you're making your bracelet for. In this case, my son, Evan, is going to get a new Minecraft-inspired bracelet. So his wrist measures, the exact measurement is 5 1/4 inches. So I'm going to add an inch to that, and I am going to make a bracelet that is 6 1/4 inches for him. Okay. So the next step is to take your 2 colors. My son chose green and black to be a Minecraft creeper inspired bracelet. You're going to take your ends, 2 of them together like this, and you're going to light them with the lighter for 3 to 4 seconds. Kind of pinch them together so the ends will not fray. Then do the same to the other ends. And now we're ready to move on to adding the buckle. Adding the buckle can be a little tricky, so I'm going to show you with the larger blue one. I am going to add this smaller green one to his bracelet, but I'm going to show you with the larger one so that you can see the pieces. Okay, we're going to start out with our ends like this. The color that you want in the middle of your bracelet needs to be the one that you have on top. So we're going to do the green so that his bracelet will be a green in the middle outlined with a border of black. So you take your buckles so that they go the opposite direction with the place that you'll string your paracord through up at the top. So this larger buckle has 2 holes and the smaller buckles only have 1. So on the buckles that have 2, you're always going to go into the absolute top hole. So we're going to start with this one first, making sure they go the opposite direction from each other, not together like this, So I'm going to string this one on first. This. Then this one facing the opposite direction, going through like this. That's how I would do it if I was using a blue buckle. But I'm using the smaller green buckle. So to do a smaller buckle, you again hold them in the opposite direction, like this. Thread them through. That one first, this one second. Okay, then we're going to take our Scotch tape, just 1 little piece of Scotch tape, making sure that the color to the back is the color we want in the middle of our bracelet. We're going to fold this up. I do about 1.5 inches, and then I tape it really close to the buckle. Now it's time to measure your bracelet. Put your measuring tape down by right before the prongs of this part of the buckle, right here, and you're going to measure across the length that we got when we added 1 inch to the wrist, so 6 1/4 inches. 6 1/4 inches is going to come right to the end of this buckle. So I'm going to put it right here, that's 6 1/4 inches. So then I'm going to carefully pinch these together where I need them. You don't have to worry, we can adjust them a little bit at the end, but pinch these together so that you know that from when we buckle the buckle in like this, that this is going to be 6 1/4 inches around. Okay, now we're ready to start our Cobra Knot. Hold your bracelet like this with the 2 ends that are attached to this part of the buckle in front, right on top like this towards you, and take the ends coming out towards you, push them off to the side so that the 2 in the back stay flat like this. Now the first part of the Cobra Knot is a little tricky because you have to pinch up here so it doesn't slip out of the top buckle. So this is the Cobra Knot. You start with the cord that you always start with the color that you want in the middle. So in this case, we're always going to start with green. Now you put this green cord underneath, like this, to form a backwards D, like this. Then you take the other cord and go under, so we're always going starting under the two like this, and then this black one goes under this one, over these two, and then through this hole. So I'm going to poke this, and we're going to pull it all the way through. Then, so I don't want to let go of this because it will make the bracelet the wrong size. So I'm going to kind of pull this one off to the side here and slowly pulling up to tighten my first knot. Once you get it up to the buckle, you can tighten it really well. Okay. So now we have the green on the right side. So now we're going to do the opposite of what we just did. So we're going to take this green cord and make our backwards. Actually, that was a backwards D, so this makes the forward D. Go underneath the two, so it's always under, and then with the black one, put it under the green, over the two, and through the hole. Pull it all the way through. And then tighten your knot. Make it really tight. Alright, let me show you that again. You always start again with the green. Make your backwards D. Going under these two. Take the black under this one and over these two. And through this hole. And pull it snug. Now you're going to do your forward D. Under these two. Take the black one under the green, over these two, and through the hole. And tighten the knot. You're going to do this all the way down until you get to the little ends here. So we've done our Cobra knots all the way down to the end of the paracord tails here. You may be asking, well, you said it was going to be green in the middle. Why is it black? Well, we're working on the underside. So if you flip it around to the way the bracelet will look, it is green in the middle. See? Okay. So now we have our ends here. So we're going to start again with our green going under and then pulling the black under, over, and through the loop. But this time we're going to make sure that we catch these two ends into the knot like this. And it's okay if they stick out like this. We'll deal with that in a few minutes. So now continue doing the opposite side. Under, over, through the loop. Okay, when you get a few knots past where the ends are, I'm going to do one more. Then you can snug your bracelet up, so you actually, instead of having just this little bit of space to go, you can actually use a lot more of the paracord by pulling, holding this end and pulling down with your fingers to tighten this up all the way down. Once you work it a little bit, it'll slide quite a bit down. And that will hide the ends that we just wove in so that you can't see them as much. And then keep on continuing with your knots all the way down until you reach the tape. And then you're going to take the tape off. I mean, you could take the tape off anytime once you have those ends hidden. I'll show you how to do that right now. Just take your scissors and clip right up the tape, peel it off, and then continue doing your Cobra knot all the way down really snug to the buckle. So we've done our Cobra Knot all the way down to the really snug next to this buckle. So now we need to flip it over to the right side like this with our strings coming out near the top. And we're going to want to put these leftover pieces of cord through to the back side. So we're going to push them through the same hole. Since this was only one hole in the buckle, we're going to put these through this one hole. Pull it into the back.
Mama.
Just a minute. Just a minute, sorry. So we pull this to the back where we're going to hide them. Okay, now if you were using a buckle, the larger buckle that has the 2 holes, then you would bring them into the middle buckle, middle hole here of the buckle that has no cord. But we're doing it like this with the small one. So now we flip it back to the wrong side. Now we need to hide these cords. So if you look at the inside, you'll see how it zigzags black all the way through. And the last zigzag is right here, which is actually this piece of cord here. If you loosen this up, you're loosening from this. See, it comes right here. So you're going to loosen this up pretty big like this. And then you're going to go to the next one. We're going to do the first 3 of the zigzag at the top, and we're going to loosen them. The first one you loosen real big so that you can loosen the second one. Which will pull that one smaller. And then you need to have this big enough so that you can loosen this one, making this one smaller, but they need to be up high enough so that you can slip the cords underneath them. So you have them like a little bridge like this. So you're going to put the 2 ends, we'll do green first, underneath the loops and pull that down. Then the black, go through. That's come frayed a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to be cutting that end anyway. Okay, pull it through like this. Now we need to snug these up again. So you look and see where it's coming from so that you can snug up the first one nice and tight. Then continue snugging the second one. And you're going to go back and forth, snugging up those zigzags. And then the last one is actually the black cord, so you can pull the black cord to snug up the last one. So then, these 3 zigzags are going to hold these extra sections of cord down. Pull them nice and tight as you can. Then, what I do is I take the cords together like this, and I snip them off at right around, 3/8 of an inch. Just like that. Then we need to use our lighter again. Just a minute, sorry. So we're going to light the ends here to make sure they don't fray. We're going to light them really well. So I'm going to light them once like this, pinch them together so they kind of stick together. I'm going to light them again, pinch them again. Then I'm going to light kind of right between the 2 here to kind of meld those together and then push them down. They're not really going to stick together necessarily, but they are going to stay together. I've tried to get them out before. It's pretty hard, so this will attach them well. Then I run my lighter. I kind of hold the buckle so I don't burn the buckle, and I run the lighter all around here. All it's going to do is melt that nylon, and you can kind of push it up like this just to heat it so it'll kind of stick together a little bit, melt it in good shape. And your paracord bracelet is finished. Now, what my children like to do is they like to take 2 of them together. My daughter has one here that's almost done. And what she wants to do once I finish this one is to attach them both together like this. And it makes a choker. Depending on the size of the child's neck, it can fit as a choker.